Hello, this is the No Face Movement, and it's February 21st, 2013. I'm bringing warnings and watches for worldwide weather, North America weather for February 21st till February 26th, 2013. Let's start off with tropical weather and ocean temps. Right now, you can see the surface temperature, definitely around Australia. We're talking all the way up in the 90s, in certain spots 100 degrees. Alright, around Solomon Islands too, between upper 88s to 90 degrees. That is from all heating up of that water from HARP. Alright, folks. And then we also got Tropical Cyclone Huron right there in Madagascar. And Tropical Depression 2 up here around Thailand. Alright, folks. So I got warnings and watches for the next few days because we're going to start seeing more development of tropical storms, definitely in this warm weather. Alright, over here in North America, it's abnormally warm around New York City. Let's go to the anomalies. Now, this is going to be crazy. All this red is it's 10 degrees above normal. Then you see a little bit of blues, that's 10 degrees below normal. The red is 10 degrees above normal. It's below normal around the west coast, but above normal, kind of strange, in the northern Pacific, in the middle, where it's deeper. Around Japan, it's 10 degrees warmer. And then in Russia, it's 10 degrees lower. Definitely around Australia, it's 10 degrees warmer. Alright, folks, let's move out. Let's move into this. Alright, as we go to the world map, we got solar flares coming in, and it's already intense from our last solar activities from X-class solar winds and XC class solar flare. Look how big all this moisture is. You got the Greenland block. Look how big that beast is. Alright, but there's high pressure there right now. Same with the eastern block. There's a lot of moisture. Alright, and they're going to start connecting, folks. Alright, so warnings and watches out for that. Alright, as we go down here, you can see this system that's coming in. This system has a lot of precipitation and humidity. A lot of water. Alright, it's going to make its way down north, and south. Alright, the next few days over America. Alright, this system coming up from the Gulf, just like all these other systems that we've seen. Coming up from the Gulf, from the Pacific, getting pumped in with all that southern moisture. Then another system from the north coming down, pumping all that moisture from down north. Well, this time it ain't going to collide. Alright, but all this system right here is going to get intensified by the 22nd, by Friday, folks. I got warnings and watches for St. Louis. Alright, you can see the tropical cyclone down here by Madagascar. It's about to get pushed away, tore up. There's a lot of activities around Australia. Alright, we're going to go to the weather models. All the blue is low pressure. Alright, folks, you see that low pressure coming in from the Gulf. You got that other extreme low pressure from the north. You got high pressure off here, off the coast of California and the Pacific, and high pressure down here in the southeast, all the way up through Canada right now. On the tips of Canada, on the east coast by Newfoundland, New Brunswick, you got low pressure, folks. Got warnings and watches for the system right here. It's going to get intensified by the 22nd for Spain and Ireland. Warnings and watches for Ireland for the 22nd. Alright, let's get into the United States of America. Alright, when we get into North America map, there's a whole bunch of HARP rings, folks. We got HARP rings up here in northern Michigan, in the peninsula of Michigan, and southeast Michigan around Detroit, in northern Indiana, and Ohio around the Great Lakes, Pennsylvania, central Pennsylvania, Buffalo, New York, Syracuse, New York, Buffalo, New York, Rochester, New York, upstate New York, Maine, Canada. Alright, and you can see a lot of activities from the Atlantic Ocean. We got major HARP ring right here or over Atlanta, over Georgia. So warnings and watches for all the entire Great Lakes on the east side of Illinois right now for the next 24 to 72 hours for extreme weather. Warnings and watches for Georgia for the next 24 to 72 hours. Warnings and watches for Alabama and Mississippi for the next 24 to 72 hours, definitely right here in the middle of Alabama. Warnings and watches for southeast Texas. Warnings and watches for Mexico and Arizona. Warnings and watches for Utah. Warnings and watches for Colorado. This is where all that moisture from the Gulf is just pumping in. I'm about to show you. Warnings and watches for North Dakota. Alright. Warnings and watches. Excuse me, folks. Warnings and watches for Idaho, Wyoming. Warnings and watches for Washington. Warnings and watches for Oregon. This is a big system that they're putting together right here, folks. Alright. And on the 20th, I got warnings and watches definitely for St. Louis, Missouri. Alright, folks. So I want people to be prepared for the next 24 to 72 hours. Alright. But warnings and watches for the entire United States of America for the 22nd. Same for St. Louis, Missouri for 22nd. I mean, all around the Great Lakes. Now, as we go to the wind map, you see all this winds coming straight from the Pacific, South Pacific moisture, going up all from the Gulf, going right up. It's Colorado where you see that first heartburn. All this moisture from the Great Lakes is combining with it. Alright, we might see a turn from this thing. It's gonna start spinning in a second. You got cold air and warm. We go to solar image. You see where the warmer air is. Alright, it's warmer than that right now. Alright, because they got all that southern air coming in. All that cold air coming from the north. This is going to be a big storm, so I want people to be prepared. That's where all that moisture is going in, right there. Right there. Alright, this is going to be a big storm. Alright. Alright, they got strong winds and hail, and damaging hail detected in northern Texas right now. In New Mexico, they got a strong cell where we see the heartburn at. You see where the system's moving. It's moving northeast. Alright. The most of the system behind it is moving just east through the south. It's gonna end up, and the system up above Colorado right here is moving north. All right, folks. There's another system about to come down. Now, where you see this over New Mexico, Arizona, the heartburn over Texas, the heartburn up here in Colorado. Check this out. We'll go to the pressure map. And one right here, where you see strong hail and strong wind. Right up here in Colorado, see the circle? Right here in Arizona on the border of New Mexico. Alright. This is the low pressure. The tinier it gets, the faster the winds are. The closer millibars get, the faster the winds are. So always keep that in mind. And that system at the top is very powerful. So warnings and watches for the Northeast, the Midwest, and Central plains, and for the Southwest for next to the 23rd, 24th. Alright, folks, I want everyone out there be prepared. Alright, so go back to Entacast one more time. This region, from the Great Lakes, from Lake Michigan, all the way to Canada, this whole region, the Northeast, warnings and watches for the next 24 to 72 hours. Warnings and watches for the entire Midwest and Central Plains. Alright, warnings and watches for the Northwest and the Southwest for the next 24 to 72 hours from all these heartburns. Right, warnings and watches too for earthquakes, but definitely warnings and watches for St. Louis on Friday, February 22nd, 2012. I want everyone out there to be prepared. Have bug out kits. Please rate, subscribe, comment. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Blogspot, Critterbox, Godlike Production, and check out my No Face Movement channel. We're gonna have a live chat this Sunday, so everyone that watches, go join us in live chat with me and Mystique this Sunday on the No Face Movement channel. And Mystique's little homepage is coming up too. She got a giveaway. Check out her channel, and please subscribe to Mystique's Astrology and Astronomy. Those are my backup channels. This is the No Face Movement. Move to next time. Facing off and peace.